Okay, third grade families, welcome. This is our back to school curriculum night for third grade. I'm Miss Hansing, and with me tonight co-hosting is Miss Runyon.
Hi, everyone.
We wanted to begin with our Zoom norms, which is that we ask when we're having Zoom meetings that your microphone is muted. And if you have a question, please go ahead and post it in the chat box. We are recording this evening, so we want to always make sure that you have a choice to hide your video while we're recording if you care to. And please remember that we'll do our very best to answer any questions, but we're all in new territory together, and we sure appreciate your patience. Our agenda this evening, we're going to watch a short video from Ms. Carruthers and Ms. Ennie, review our school mission and vision, go through some procedures, general information. We're going to talk to you about technology and some ways that you can get involved, and then some grade level specific information too. Here is our video from Miss Ennie and Miss Carruthers.
Hello, Swanson families. I'm Christina Carruthers, Swanson's principal.
And I'm Kristen Ennie, the assistant principal.
We would like to welcome all of you to the 2020-21 school year. Obviously, this year is going to look different than any year that we've ever had in the past, but we are extremely confident in our team that we can make this year a wonderful experience for all of our students. This year at Swanson, we will be prioritizing 4 things. First and foremost is student safety and well-being. We have added safety precautions in place for our in-person learners, and we'll be elevating mental health and wellness for all of our students in the building.
Our second focus is around equity. We have a really diverse student population with many in-person and remote learners. Our goal this year is to provide equitable academic opportunities for all of our students.
At Swanson, we pride ourselves on having engaging learning experiences for all of our kids. Last year, we had our grand opening of our brand new STEM lab. We intend on finding ways to bridge that connection back to our STEM lab and hands-on activities, whether kids are working at home or in person. In addition, we'll continue our work with project and problem-based learning, and our teachers are getting more and more adept at using technology as a tool to enhance student learning.
And our fourth area focuses family partnerships. We can't do any of this without you. And we know that together we're going to make sure that we provide resources for our families around social, emotional, as well as academic supports.
Okay, so here we go. We're ready or not, here comes the new school year. So our motto again for our whole school year, which you'll see on all of our Swanson gear, is we are stronger together. Thank you so much, and welcome to the new school year.
Okay. So our mission and vision is, as it has been, always empowering students with skills and character to succeed. And we want to make sure that everyone has access to our student handbook, because that answers quite a lot of questions that families have. And if you are not able to access the student handbook through our Swanson website, please let us know. We'd be happy to send you a link. Okay, so these are some of our new procedures so that we can ensure student safety during these times. The morning drop-off is going to be between 8:20 and 8:40 for in-person learners. We are going to have different exterior entrances, and so I'm going to show on the map here where third grade lines up. If you're an in-person learner in third grade, I've put, give it just a moment here to load. This X is the front door entry, and we're not going to be entering that way. I just wanted to orient you to the map that this is the front door entrance to our school. And there is a doorway just a little bit farther down here. And this is where third grade is going to line up here with social distancing and then enter the building. If your student is coming for breakfast, breakfast eaters will be entering through this side door, which is directly into the cafeteria. And breakfast is available for purchase for students who are not qualifying for free meals. And if students enter any which way that they enter, they're going to go through the health screening. And if they're eating breakfast, they're going to pick it up and then walk directly to the classroom. So there won't be a big group congregating eating breakfast. In the afternoon, pickups between, it's still dismissal is at 3:25. We'd really like to ask as much as is possible for 3rd through 5th graders. I've highlighted it here to arrange to pick up your child on J Street or 69th Street. We're just trying to have as much social distancing as possible for pickup. And we figure if you can arrange for a safe spot to pick up your student that's not right at the hug and go zone, that will facilitate kindergarten 1st through 2nd will all be picking up there. So if 3rd through 5th can stretch out a little bit, we appreciate that. For attendance, we have been taking attendance. It's been a little different these first 2 weeks, but for in-person learners, we are going to be taking attendance at 8:40 a.m. starting September 8th. And then remote students are really expected to attend all of the synchronous learning times. For example, in 3rd grade, we'll have a Zoom meeting that begins at 8:40 a.m. that begins our synchronous learning time, and again at 12:30. We'll talk a little bit more about the schedule later, but know that there is the expectation that the remote learners are attending those synchronous learning times for complete daily attendance. Just let the office know if your child's unable to participate. This is just further information that we understand these first 2 weeks that there may be special circumstances that are impacting attendance with the remote learning situation. So as always, Ms. Runyon and I are here if you need to communicate any special circumstances for attendance. Okay, so we really want to convey to families that there are really strict guidelines for being admitted into the building. So we really encourage you to check in with your child before coming to school in the morning, because if they are experiencing any kind of sore throat, even a runny nose or cough, extreme fatigue, if they say yes to any of the screening questions, they will not be allowed to participate in school that day, and you'll be called to come and pick them up. So if they're already not feeling well in the morning, please know that it's not a good day to try to have them come into the building, because there is a strict screening process to enter the building. If a student experiences any of the symptoms, they will be immediately sent to our health safe room, and families will be notified if you're not there already to take them home. The staff and students entering the building are all screened, and we're following district protocols. There is a medical safe room, as I said, where students exhibiting symptoms will go to that room to wait. And we'll follow up with families. Masks are required. Every person in the building is wearing a mask, and please know that bandanas cannot be used as masks. If your child is showing any symptoms of sickness, please, again, err on the side of caution, keep them home. Certainly, if you think that they may have been exposed to COVID-19, we ask that you notify the school and let us know right away. Just a reminder from the health clinic that we do have Tylenol, and if you'd like this to be available for your child, you need to fill out a medication form. And that if you have a health care plan for your child, please make sure it's signed, and that Leanne Faulkner continues to be our clinic aide. Please call her with any questions or concerns. Okay, so in our family portal, there are important links that are really helpful. We want to really encourage that if you qualify for the free and reduced lunch, to really fill out that application. That helps us to get funding for the free and reduced lunch program, and we want to make sure that every family knows that that application is available and you can apply for that. And that remote students may also pick up breakfast and lunch from designated locations. So this is just another link screenshot rather to our jeffcopublicschools.org, the family portal. This is just showing that there are going to be any information that's important for families will be here. And more information about our restart. Oops, I'm sorry. I realized I just went out of the presentation. Now I'm back. Okay. All right, just a reminder, we love birthdays, but we cannot have any shared food, even beautiful, yummy homemade cupcakes. We can't do any shared food, especially this year with our health protocols. And we're also healthy schools, so snacks that are that you do send in with your child, we ask that they stay healthy and be something that the students can eat quickly, like carrot sticks, or if you need any ideas for some healthy snacks, we're happy to give some suggestions. This is our AMP team. We're really excited about welcoming Mrs. Bell, our new art teacher, and Mr. C, Oscar Castillo, continues to be our fabulous PE teacher, and we are we are about to welcome our new music teacher, so we're really excited to introduce them. And all of our students will continue to be attending our 3 AMP classes. This year it's going to be 1 week at a time for rotation. So the students this week, 3rd grade, has had PE all week, and next week will be art all week instead of rotating every 3 days. Okay, Ms. Runyon's going to speak on technology at this point, and I know we're doing a lot of talking at you, but please know that when we finish our presentation, we are here for answering questions, and we'll be available for that.
Awesome, thank you. Ms. Hanson, you can go to the next slide, please. Thank you. Okay, so as you guys know, we have 1-to-1, which means that every student has their own device. It says here that K-3 students will receive iPads, which currently our 3rd graders do have iPads, but we were just informed this week that we actually have enough Chromebooks for our 3rd graders as well for the year. So next week, we're gonna send a messenger on Friday, and we're gonna talk about how to drop off your iPad and turn it in so all 3rd graders will have access to a Chromebook, which is gonna be really awesome. I love the Chromebooks. They have so many more tools, and it's really more accessible, especially at 3rd grade. So we're really excited that we're gonna have Chromebooks instead of iPads. So sorry, there's a dog. Hang on one second. Okay, so sorry. The devices allow for collaboration, communication. It allows for our at-home learners as well as our in-person learners to communicate. You have 24-hour access to resources. It gives every child a voice. And of course, we are using our technology for educational purposes. Instead of just like if you had your phone for your own personal use, this is for Jeffco schools use. So I'm gonna go to the next one. Thank you. Okay, so here's some things to get involved. If you have not joined our PTA, please do. We really want to have more membership and participation. It gives you a voice. It's a monthly virtual meeting. It's really fantastic. You get to see firsthand all the work that goes into our school. We have accountability committee. If you like data, your ideas, you get to put input on ways to improve Swanson, which is awesome as well. They meet about 4 to 5 times a year. So if you're thinking PTA, if you want to be more involved and do it every month, or you want to just do it a couple times a year, that's really great as well. You can even link the calendar to your mobile device from our website. So there's a lot of remote events that we're going to be doing this year. Because of COVID, it looks a little bit different. So you're welcome to do that. And of course, we'll always send out reminders and things that are coming up in the community. And we love and need our parents in our community. So if you have any questions or you want more information, you can always contact our family engagement liaison, Zenaida Ramirez. Okay, so here's the good stuff. The third grade specific to us. As you know, third grade from the district is only allowed to use Google Classroom as our hub for like all of our learning, whereas K2 is going to be using Seesaw. So I know that's a big shift for a lot of our students. But Google Classroom is really awesome because every student has their own Google account essentially through Jeffco, and it helps them link all of their work together. They can see posts, they can access links. It's really awesome. So if you have not joined the class, make sure that you do. And that's where we're going to put all of our information, our Zoom meetings, and all of that good stuff. And we're going to just show you right now what our website looks like because we wanted to make sure that you're familiar with all the tools. So when you go to the Swanson website and you go into the third grade site, you can see that we have a welcome back, just saying welcome to you all. We had our Zoom link. All of the images, or most of the images, are actually links to video. So that's what you click. And then we even have a picture. This is my specific classroom of kind of what the desks are going to look like. They're kind of more in rows. I know Ms. Hansen's room has more diagonal tables, but they are spread apart and all students are facing the same direction. We are going to have quite a few students in person. So this is our social distancing that we will have. And there'll be a one route to go to the door and exits and all of that. Okay. So then another thing that's really important is the schedule, and we'll get into it a little bit more, but there's a schedule tab. So if you're ever curious of what time your student needs to be online or what they're learning and what time they're learning, we have a schedule for the in-person students, and then we have a schedule for the remote learning students as well. So whichever one your student attends, then that's the schedule that you're going to want to look at. Very similar times. It's just different subjects at different times. So that's really important. And then the biggest thing, especially with us switching technology devices, is our remote learning. So every one of these images has a link to a video that either Ms. Hansen and I created or that we found from the Jeffco website. It talks about how to download apps on an iPad. It has tips that are listed out in case you'd rather read those. And it says just to click the image. So every single time, make sure that you go and click the image to see the links. And if you want to scroll down a little bit, Ms. Hansen, there's stuff about Google Classroom, how to access it, Google Calendar. All this is all related to the iPad at the top because that's currently what students have. And since we found out today, we updated our website again. And at the bottom, there's Chromebook support. So right here, you're going to really want to focus on how do you log into a Chromebook. It's going to be the student's ID, not at Jeffco schools, but it's the student ID and then their password that they currently have. It talks about how to log into Google Classroom using Google Chrome. There's a link there as well. There's talking about Wi-Fi, support. It also talks about different shortcuts underneath of there. There's so many links here all about the Chromebook. So it would be amazing to familiarize yourself before getting those Chromebooks on Tuesday. And again, we'll send out an email, a messenger on Friday, reminding all students on what that expectation is going to be on how to clean up your iPad, what you need to turn in, how you'll receive your Chromebook and all that device. So if you ever have a question and it's not right in our Google Classroom, always come back to this website. And if you ever have questions about or need help for something, this website, the remote learning, there's a lot of helpful links and videos that we've put together for you all. Okay, the next thing that we're going to talk about, we only have a few more things and then we'll be done talking at you, is our flex testing is next Thursday and Friday. According to the district, because of the rules and because we are doing COVID rules and because we are doing reading testing, a big part of reading is being able to see students sound out words and familiarize ourselves with that. With COVID, a teacher and a student cannot be in the same room without a mask on. So therefore, all of the flex testing will be online. It will be remote. So students will be doing it from their homes and they will be zooming in to either Ms. Hansen or my meet. And we'll let them know who's going to be, listening to them read and all of that. next week as well, and what time they signed up for, as well as when they need to, what meeting they need to come into. But it's just going to be the safest way for us to meet the needs of the students, really understand where they're reading and what they understand and what they can do safely, and not have to deal with the mask inside the building because of COVID. We're not allowed to anyways. So again, it's next Thursday and Friday. We scheduled 30 minutes. It really shouldn't take that long, but it's nice to have that 30 minutes. And there's a sign up genius, and Ms. Hansen already posted it into the chat. So if you did not sign up yet for a time for your student, please, please, please sign up. We also will be putting this in the messenger because it's so, so important for us to know how we can best serve the needs of all of our students in our classroom. Thank you. Yeah, you can go to the next slide. Thank you so much. And then here's our schedule for remote and in person. So as of now, and this is always subject to change, and I'm sure, as you know, in the world of COVID, everything changes all the time and every day, and it changes for us every day. But currently, Ms. Hansen and I are going to departmentalize in a sense. So I will be teaching in the mornings from 8:40 to 11:30. I'll be on the remote calls for all of our remote learners. There I'll be teaching the remote learners math. We'll have our quick little extra recess and snack, and we'll also do science and social studies, as well as our phonics block, which will be our foundations. And then in the afternoon, after there's lunch and recess break, Ms. Hansen will be zooming in and teaching literacy. Then we have specials, and then teaching literacy again before packing up and getting ready for the next day. So remote learning is going to look a little bit different. You won't have both of us in the room at the same time. It'll be one-on-one with that. So opposite of that would be the in-person schedule. So when you come into the building, all students will be going into Ms. Hansen's room when they're in person. They'll have the breakfast from 8:20 to 8:40, which we already talked about, the entrance and everything with that. There'll be a class meeting, literacy. They'll have their recess and snack, going outside, having that brain break, another literacy, and then the phonics as well will be in person with Ms. Hansen until 11:30. At 11:30, we'll have recess and lunch, which is awesome. And then in the afternoon, the in-person learners will then come to my classroom, and I will be teaching them math. We will be going to specials together, and then we will be doing our science and social studies in person and dismissal as well. So we're basically flip-flopping, but we're really excited about how that's going to look and how we can work together to teach all of our students the best that we can. Okay, so that was a lot. This is question time. Do you have any questions?
And I am going to go ahead and stop our recording. So for listeners, if you have any questions, please feel free to call or email Ms. Runyon or myself. And be sure to check out the resources on our Swanson Colts third grade page as well.